You were so close. The job was almost yours. The relationship was finally going well. The project was nearly done. And then you did something. Maybe you stopped showing up. Maybe you picked a fight for no reason. Maybe you just disappeared. And the worst part? You knew you were doing it. You watched yourself do it, like standing outside your own body, screaming at yourself to stop and doing it anyway. This is not laziness. This is not weakness. This is not a character flaw. This is self-sabotage. And it has a very specific reason. It happens right when things are about to get good. Meet someone. Let's call him Daniel. Daniel spent 3 years working toward a promotion. Late nights, skipped weekends, and every sacrifice you can imagine. And then one morning, his manager calls him in and says, "You're our top candidate. It's basically yours." That night, Daniel doesn't celebrate. He doesn't sleep either. He starts finding reasons it won't work out. He sends a careless email to a client he's never been careless with. He misses a meeting. He starts arriving late. Within 6 weeks, the promotion goes to someone else. Daniel tells himself he wasn't ready, that it wasn't the right time, that maybe he didn't really want it. But here's what Daniel doesn't understand yet. He did want it. Desperately. That was exactly the problem. Self-sabotage is not about failure. It's about fear of what comes after success. Your brain has spent years, maybe your entire life, building an identity around a certain version of you. The one who tries hard but doesn't quite make it. The one who is almost there. The one who has potential but hasn't reached it yet. That identity feels uncomfortable, but it also feels safe because it's familiar. And your brain will always choose familiar over good. Neuroscientists call this the comfort zone paradox. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between good stress and bad stress. Excitement and anxiety feel almost identical in the body. So when something amazing is about to happen, your brain reads it as danger. And it does what it always does with danger. It protects you by making you destroy the thing that's threatening to change you. But we need to go deeper, because the brain doesn't develop this pattern on its own. Think back. Was there a time in your childhood when something good happened, and then it was taken away? A moment of joy that was suddenly interrupted by chaos, conflict, or loss? Maybe your parents fought the most during holidays. Maybe every time things felt stable at home, something happened to shatter it. Maybe you learned early that good things don't last. That hope is just the beginning of disappointment. So you started doing something very intelligent for a child. You started ending things yourself before they could end on their own. You took control of the loss. You became the one who leaves before being left. The one who quits before being fired. The one who ruins it before it can disappoint you. It was a survival strategy. The problem is, you never stopped using it. Self-sabotage doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, almost invisible. You procrastinate on the thing that matters most. Not because you're lazy, but because as long as you haven't tried, you can't truly fail. You start arguments with people you love right before important moments. A big trip, a milestone anniversary, a day that should feel good. You pick a fight and don't fully understand why. You get sick, genuinely, physically sick right before a job interview, a performance, a moment that requires you to show up fully. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, then next week, then when things calm down. And things never calm down because a part of you is making sure of it. You downplay your achievements. Someone compliments your work, and you immediately list everything wrong with it. Someone says they're proud of you, and you feel nothing. Or worse, you feel suspicious. These are not coincidences. These are patterns. And patterns have roots. Here is the thing nobody tells you. Self-sabotage is not the enemy. It was never the enemy. It's your oldest protector. The part of you that watched you get hurt when you hoped too much. The part of you that said, never again. I will keep you safe. I will make sure you never feel that devastated again. It has been doing its job faithfully. For years. Decades, maybe. The problem is not that this part of you exists. The problem is that it never got the update. It's still running the software of a wounded child in the life of an adult who is actually capable of handling good things now. You don't need to destroy your self-sabotage. You need to have a conversation with it. Next time you feel yourself pulling back right when things are going well, pause. Don't fight it. Ask it. What are you afraid will happen if this works out? What are you protecting me from? The answer will tell you everything you need to know about yourself. A woman named Sarah had been single for 7 years. Not because she couldn't find someone she was warm, intelligent, deeply loving. But every time a relationship got serious, she found a flaw, a deal breaker that wasn't really a deal breaker. She ended things before they could end her. In therapy, she remembered something. When she was 9, her father left. Not with a fight, not with warning. He was just gone one morning. And her mother, devastated, told her, "You can never fully trust anyone." Sarah had spent 30 years proving her mother right. Then there's Marcus, a writer who had been working on his novel for 11 years. Every time he got close to finishing, a new idea would appear. More urgent, more exciting. The old manuscript would go back in the drawer. Marcus wasn't searching for a better story. He was terrified of what finishing meant. Because a finished novel can be rejected. An unfinished one is still perfect, still full of possibility, still safe. Both Sarah and Marcus had the same wound. The belief that the moment something becomes real, it becomes something that can be lost. So, here's what I want you to take from this. If you see yourself in any of this, if you recognize the pattern of almost, of nearly, of right, before, please understand this. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not your own worst enemy. You are someone who learned to survive in an environment where good things didn't last. And that learning saved you once. But you are not in that environment anymore. The version of you that needed to self-sabotage to feel safe, that version did their job. You survived. You made it here. Now it's time to let a new version of you take over. One that can sit with the discomfort of things going well. One that can tolerate hope without immediately bracing for loss. One that can let the good thing actually happen. You were so close. This time, let yourself get there.